What's going on, people? It's GBP, baby. It's currently 2:25 a.m. on the 6th of June 2023. Um, this is a early morning review, but we're going to be looking at Monday's price action, of course. And you can see that based off my weekly review, we traded lower into. Let me get rid of these for a second. We'll come back to that. So you'll see that we traded down into this fair value gap, which I had marked out as a potential draw. I did not expect this to happen today, to be honest. To see this much price action happen on Monday, it says a lot about how active the markets currently are. So you can see we rushed down to this level, not even giving us a chance to offer any premium within this fair value gap. Rushed down to it, and as soon as we traded into it, we traded down to the 50% of this wick, and then you can see price turned around and aggressively traded higher, taking out this swing high, and since we've been consolidated and finding support on this fair value gap resting here, and well, this fair value gap I guess as well. Now I'm not actually sure what drove this. It's possible that it is to do what's going on with the WAR, but I'm not going to speak too much on that. However, you can see that price aggressively traded higher after trading aggressively lower, showing a significant amount of weakness in GBP. But it's nice to see that we traded to a place that we had in mind. It's just crazy to me that we traded to it so early in the week. Again, not offering us any kind of premium, but it's showing us where price wants to go. We took out this swing low on the way down, again pointing to lower prices as we expect to see. So I'm going to bring back up the Euro USD, which I just had, and I want to bring up the dollar because there is actually a divergence that should be noted. So you'll see that as GBP made this low here, this swing here, I'm going to make this, let's make it yellow. GBP made this lower low, clearly, and then traded higher back through it. The same swing low on Euro failed to make a lower low, and you'll see that dollar failed to make a higher high, which means that GBP, as per usual, is misbehaving. And when we see this kind of price action, it means that GBP is signifying some kind of weakness that the other pairs are not. So we should pay attention to this. So as you can see, we traded lower, Euro failed to make a lower low, GBP made a lower low, and dollar failed to make a higher high, showing significant weakness in GBP, which is why we saw such an aggressive trade back up through it. But it also suggests that GBP is now going to experience a lot of weakness probably for the rest of the week. So in my weekly review, I was stating how I wanted to see us trade into this fair value gap resting up here on the 4 hour. However, now we can see that we have this bearish order block resting here. So I wouldn't be surprised if GBP found a lot of resistance trading into this and was actually going to only trade to this and actually fail to reach this. I probably don't make a lot of sense right now. Let me repeat that. So in my weekly review, I stated that I wanted to see us trade into this fair value gap. However, since we've shown significant weakness in pound and we've created this bearish order block here, for pound to reach back up into this fair value gap is very unlikely. So I'd expect us to find resistance at this bearish order block, and instead of moving away from here instead of moving away from this fair value gap, it would not surprise me at all to see pound trade away from this. You can also notice that Euro doesn't have this problem. So on the 4 hour, Euro doesn't have a bearish order block. It's just a down candle, which is why Euro's showing the strength which pound's not. Again, signifying that pound's going to have a lot of resistance trading up into these levels. So I am still looking for sells. I am still looking for lower prices. However, instead of expecting to sell from this orange fair value gap I got resting here, I'd expect us to find resistance within this order block, and this should probably be the area that we should be looking for sales within. So I do recommend you guys go do this in your charts yourself. Go look at how, Euro failed to make a lower low, dollar failed to make a higher high, but GBP, as per usual, wants to do her own thing and move aggressively lower, showing significant weakness. So I'm going to get rid of these, and I am going to drop down to a low time frame because you'll see that I have a range defined with a premium and a discount. And I'll drop down to the hourly. Actually, let me just, yeah, so I've marked out this fair value gap. You can see that price has found support here. So we created this fair value gap here and here. So we traded down on the downside, upside, support. So now I'm looking for a premium PD array. The first PD array, which is above market price, will be this bearish order block, which happens to be at the 50% level of our current trading range. And then after that would be the massive fair value gap. Again, signifying reason as to why I'd like to see price trade into this, but not necessarily take out the swing high. So I'll drop down to the hourly, and you can see that we've been consolidating since, well, midday, creating both buy side and sell side liquidity. And you'll see that this bearish order block still remains significant. And you can also see how perfectly price, the bodies of price, respected the 4-hour fair value gap before turning around and trading higher. So that's pretty much all I want to say, really. My expectations, I want to see us trade into this bearish order block, but I do want to see us continue to trade lower. I'm not really expecting us to see us trade above this swing high because of how bearish we are and because of how much resistance GBP is going to have being able to get into these levels. If we do get above this order block, I'd want to see it trade aggressively through it, so it wouldn't just be tickering. You see how we're quite consolidated. I wouldn't want to see it just crawl up there. I'd want to see it aggressively trade through this level in order to get above the 50% level of the trading range. Other than that, I'd want to see it trade here and then turn around. Furthermore, I do want to bring our attention to these 3 candles here. So you can see once we traded through this 50% level back on Friday, you see how this wick traded to this wick here. I believe this is what we call immediate rebalance. So when price trades back to a wick like this range has been balanced, and you can see that since then we have clearly left, and that's why price failed to trade above here previously, which again is adding reason as to why I don't necessarily expect price to need to trade above these levels, because we've already rebalanced this range from here to here. So these are all the things you can see that are adding to my reasons. We got the 50% level of the range, and price has a tendency to return back to equilibrium. We have the immediate rebalancing and the leaving of price. We also have this bearish 4-hour bearish order block. And then even if we drop down to the 5-minute, I believe, yes, the 5-minute, I've marked out a fair value gap resting there as well. So, and you can see that this traded above this swing high. So this is where I want to see price end up basically. And if it doesn't, I want to see it aggressively. If it does trade here, let me say that again. If we are to trade higher, I want to see us aggressively trade through it. Other than that, I'd like to see price create some kind of turnaround in the market here. But yeah, you can see that we've consolidated quite a lot since 12, back and forth movement. Again, buy side liquidity, sell side liquidity. There's potential for price to come down, grab sell side, then take out buy side, or price will simply just trade straight into buy side and then start running lower for the rest of the day. But I don't want to speak too much. Overall, I'm just going to be looking for sells within this area here at this order block and at this 50% level of the range. And then I want to start targeting this swing low, and then of course this swing low here, depending on how price acts. How long have we been going? 8 minutes. Cool. So yeah, that's pretty much been it. Thank you guys for watching. I'll be back tomorrow with another video, of course, and yeah, that's everything. Peace.